Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is The Real Legend, and we are here with some NBA 2K21. We're going to kick off a brand new series. I am going to be bringing the Fantasy Association to NBA 2K21, just like we did for NBA 2K20 Mobile. We're going to do a league, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to rebuild the New York Knicks first. I'm hoping I can get the first pick and start a new dynasty, and maybe the Knicks can finally win their title. So we're gonna go into MyLeague. Now, for those of you that don't know how to do a fantasy draft association, this is also gonna be a tutorial as well until we get into the actual draft. You got a couple options, right? You can choose current NBA teams, you can do a league expansion, or you can do a custom league. What's cool about the custom league is that you can add historic NBA teams into the league as well, which will give you a total of 36 NBA teams. League expansion allows you to use the current roster along with 6 additional cities that will be added into the league. For this series, we're going to kick it off with the current players. We're not going to include any historic players unless in the comment section you guys do want to see that. We can easily do a second series where we'll do a historic league as well. We're going to go into current NBA teams. We're going to start right in the regular season. And we're going to go into setup options. Super important that you do that first. So we're going to do a small season. We'll do 29 games. But I am going to play 12-minute quarters. That way you can get some nice highlights on the replays. And also if we do decide to stream, it'll be a nice size game. Simulated quarter length, we'll leave at 12. Since we're playing a full game, we don't need to normalize any play to sim minutes, normalize any play to sim stats. This is a good feature if you were playing shorter games. That way your player's stats will be comparable to somebody who played a full game. Now this is the important part right here, fantasy draft. You want to make sure you turn that on. Now you want to leave draft order off just to give it more of a real effect. If you turn it on, there's a good chance that your team you select will get the first pick. Kind of want to make this a little more random, right? So we'll leave it off. Draft type, you can either do serpentine, aka snake draft, or you could do fixed. I'm going to go with fix. That way it's just like the NBA. So if I get the 5th pick, I also want the 5th pick in the second, instead of having a pick that's later in the second round with the serpentine. What serpentine does is, if you have the first pick in the first round, you're going to have the last pick in the second round. It's kind of crazy when building out a team. I think it's more balanced when you go with fix. The player pool, you can select all NBA teams, or you can select all NBA and classic teams, which I was saying earlier, if I wanted to do historic teams, you can do that as well. You can also do all-time teams. We're going to do just all NBA teams, which are the current players. Allow duplicates. It's not applicable to all NBA teams. If you chose all NBA teams and historic teams, then the option I would recommend is to keep the best, which will give you the best version of the historic player. If you don't want that, you can also choose yes, which will allow you to have multiple versions of, let's say, a Kobe Bryant, because you have all the championship Laker teams. If you wanted the Bulls, you would have all the championship Bulls teams, which will have different versions of Jordan as well. I prefer doing no, keep the best. That way not every team has a Michael Jordan. But we're going to go back to all NBA teams since we're not doing historic players. And that's pretty much it. So once you're done with that, you can hit start and advance your draft. So this is your select user team. This is the team that you're going to select for your rebuild. I'm going to kick it off with the New York Knicks. It's just a tradition that I do every season. Right there, we are choosing the New York Knicks. Once you select your team, you'll hit advance. Now, if you want to choose multiple teams, you can do that as well. It's a lot more work. It's going to be honest with you. Now, here's some automation options for your season. Game participation, I like to choose if I'm going to play. Scouting, I don't like to go that in depth. I'd rather the computer handle it. Same thing with staff management. They can hire the coaches and everything. I want to be able to choose my lineups. Same thing if a player gets injured. Roster changes as well. I want to control that aspect, right? I want to control the trades, all the free agent signings, extensions, waivers, G League call-ups and send-downs. I'm going to do the draft as well. We're going to do the team options. We're going to do qualifying offers. So I like that general manager aspect. So we're going to leave everything the way it is for manual, and then we're going to advance.